Hello, my name is Ethan. I'm going to be a rising freshman at Lynbrook High School, and my main project is the radio control hovercraft. So this is going to be my third milestone. Um, what I have done is I have a wireless custom controller that can control my hovercraft. So here we have two NRF modules. They're with the essential wireless transmitter and receivers for my hovercraft. This one over here is both of them are actually connected to a Nano. The one you see over here is connected to a joystick and two push buttons. Joystick will control servo and the back motor. Push buttons will control this thrust motor that makes the hovercraft. So the two push buttons will control how high the hovercraft hovers. So some challenges I faced while doing all this were actually, most of them came from the NRF modules, because they originally had base connectors which would help regulate the voltage and increase the transmitting range, but then the base modules weren't working, so I just took them off and just used the NRF modules themselves. But then the NRF modules don't have any labeling on them, so the pins are just there. There's no labeling on any of the pins, so I had to look online wire schematic of the NRF modules, and then we had to wire it up almost every day to the Arduino Nano pins, because apparently female to female connectors fall off really easily. And also the two push buttons, I spent like 2 days testing them and rewiring and trying all different kinds of wirings, and I found out in the end that the push buttons just weren't connected to the breadboard because the wiring on the end wasn't long enough to actually hit the metal part of the breadboard in which this power was running through. So some things I learned while making it to my third milestone was that Arduino actually has some really neat code that helps you condense your code a lot. They have a function, it's called the map function. It takes two ranges of values essentially and makes one range, while increasing one range will proportionally increase the second range, which in my case is really helpful with the joystick, because my joystick has a range of 0 to 1023, but my servo is a 180-degree servo, so it helps basically regulate the range in which the servo would rotate. So as for my next steps, I'm going to take all this wiring, put it on a controller, clean it all up, and put the buttons and wires hopefully onto a prep board so that they don't keep on falling out every time I use them. And yeah, thank you for listening.